on. Sang pujaan tak juga datang, angin berhembus bercabang, rinduku berbuah lara. Sang pujaan tak juga datang, angin berhembus bercabang, rinduku
Well, he certainly wasn't. Both sides clear.
Ya, apa maksimal udah ya? Mainnya nyambung. Ini siapa lagi? Bapak doang. Mainan nyambung. Coba di sana nyambung. Ya udah coba di sana. Miris kamu kita kasih hamisan sampos. Ini minusnya si botak satu ini ya, minusnya itu bola atas nggak ketangkep dulu, jadi kalau corner atau umpan haram itu ada yang nyundul, lawannya nyundul gitu nggak bakal ketangkep sama dia, pasti kebobolan. Minusnya mendingan si Meret ini walaupun nilainya versi gue tapi masih sama aja.
So hello and welcome to what has turned out to be a truly gorgeous afternoon. The sun beaming down on the stands and broad beaming smiles all around us. The mood has soared, and so indeed has the expectation of both teams. Well, I'm Pt.3 and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter, it's great to be on board.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Buongiorno. Now Gilmore. It's a really well-measured ball. Picked out brilliantly. Shoots! Oh, and they really should have been made to pay. And here's Lukaku. So Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Gilmore. Demirbay. Lobotka. McTominay. McTominay! There it is! Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
The goal scorer after 16 minutes is...
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Distributed tidily. Hangs in a cross. Well, that is clearly not the outcome he wanted.
You really could have done with engaging those crosses much higher up the pitch there. This isn't good defending.
Tries to play it through.
Jangan lari dulu. Ya Allah, apaan sih?
Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Delivers with whip. And it's hoisted clear. Kametsi! And yes, it's there! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
Ini karena udah full.
He made it happen. Squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Well, I'm sat here, Peter, thinking that the keeper might have done a little better then. Maybe his positioning wasn't great, but then again, I don't think he had a wonderful view of it.
Iya, orang 6. Jadi maksudnya kan ini cuma kita ngomong berapa?
Orang yang ada itu kesini apa negara kesini nggak bisa berarti itu iya Adi Blek Usman kan udah 6 ya.
Ya tapi Rama bisa nggak? Rama bisa nggak?
Enggak kan nggak dikasih dia masih mati.
Macam gue bermatiin. Ini laptop kan hitungannya enggak
Tetap aja panas banget. Supaya panas banget kalau aku. Tuh. Aku menurut memang agak kurang. Nggak bisa. Minggu kan ganti gitu.
enggak kan pakai ini kaos Senin. Minggu kan dipakai sebentar doang kuliah.
Sudah bisa. Atas sih.
Kasim Pasha, restore parity.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop. Just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Just about midway through the first half, and it has been an engaging watch. That's good play. And it's Gilmore. Lobotka. And here's Lukaku.
Lukaku really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Now it's Lukaku. Now it's McTominay. And he's had it nicked away. Rodrigo Bacau gets it away. Rodrigo Bacau did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Now it's Kavetsi. Carvecci cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
Great defending, strong and determined. He's having a shot!
Bener-bener lu
Well
makan.
taken goal. And they've got their lead back. A horrible blip. A moment they could well have done without.
Well, you've got to give him credit for pressing so quickly there.
After 38 minutes is number 23.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. Lobotka. Just 5 minutes left until the break. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. It's run loose here. And that is out of play. Demirbay. Oh, great leap! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Carvecci. Oh, no question, that's a foul.
Two added minutes has been indicated.
Now here's the delivery. Keeper's dealt with that. And he's managed to get rid. McTominay. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Great fish. It's Lukaku! And he's stuck it away. And they're threatening to fly away here.
Yeah, and he did well not to stray offside there as well, Peter. He just seemed to instinctively know when the ball was going to be delivered, and he got it right.
Number 9, Lukaku.
Yang bikin sebelah sana.
And that is all they have time for.
Napoli are 2 up, and on the balance of things, I would say deservedly so. They had a very coherent game plan, and if they are allowed to continue in the same vein, I can only see the margin getting bigger.
Players, everyone.
Oh, we've been blessed with a goal-laden first half. 3-1 is the half-time score. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Look, they're prepared to be quite physical to contain any...
Demirbay! And he's there to get it away. Lobotka aimed beyond the defence. Not the most accurate pass. Can he get on the end of this? Now this could be a chance. Crosses it in here. Chance for a shot! And that's a tiny finish. It is an explosive start to the second half. Oh, that is a sweet finish, gorgeously controlled and ruthlessly dispatched.
Yeah, the right touch in moments like that is key to what follows. Oh, very neat and tidy.
Kassim Pasha cut their deficit and look raring to go again.
The manager must have given them an earful at half-time, and fair play because it seems to have worked. They've got to kick on from here now.
Done delicately. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Carvecci knocks it into space. It's a promising position. Slings in across. That should be the goalkeeper's, and it is. He won't be happy with that one.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
This is a really front-footed approach.
I think they just have to keep...
Tries one from range! Shapes to shoot! That is well cleared. And it's lofted through here. Well, the manager might be thinking of shuffling his pack here.
Well, the manager must be thinking to himself whether he's got a game changer on that bench, and he needs to act quickly.
Substitution on the field. Number
Kasim Pasha
19.
choosing to make the first change.
Coming on the field.
And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that.
Number 10.
And he's being shifted off it. And now they can spring out of defence.
Kali.
And this is Lukaku, and he shoots! And a neat finish! Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. There was to be only one outcome.
Not even a hint of hesitation. That is such a cool finish.
Lukaku.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while.
Substitution.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
The crowd are calling for this to be put to bed. There's little sympathy about.
Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Gilmore, just about up to 75 minutes. And on Gisa. And it's Spinazzola. And it's McTominay. Now he's off and running. And they can counter here.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
And it's claimed by the keeper. Oh, that's a key interception. It's been shipped out wide. Kavecci. And he's forced to go back. Ramani. Di Lorenzo. And Ramani. And it's Gilmore. Buongiorno. Spinazzola. Looking to play him in.
There they go,
Wait.
hunting again.
He's being urged. Big chance! Not the most convincing of passes. Demir Bay. 5 minutes left on the clock. Sends it crossfield. Kagfeci in with the challenge. Lukaku. The referee's awarded a free kick.
Substitution on the field. Number 2. Number 21. Coming on the field. Number 22. Number 33.
Pressing's
Substitution in
intense,
progress.
and it's paid off. Politano! And needless to say, that deserved better.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
It'll be a throw-in. And the number on the board is 3. Hajradinovic. And it's Demirbay. Demirbay with the cross. Cleared away. That's a throw.
Habis itu.
Oliveira does really well to win the ball there. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Oh, good play!
Lompat kan dia.
And with that, the end. It's a super show all round, both sides doing their best to impose themselves, but one evidently, undeniably better equipped than the other.
I know that timing is everything.
Got me weak.
All I got is infinity. Infinity.
Let it talk to me.
Di posisi tadi.
Timing is everything. Everything I got is infinity. You got the vibe and I'm feeling you, girl. This is my flag, just show me the world. Your body be talking, I know what I heard. This is the light that just give me the word. Give me the word. Show me your side. I'm telling you, ready, and I'll make you mine. And what I'm sipping, and this ain't no lie. Be driver, every look in your eyes. I can see your woman, and eyes, everything. And you can't put your trust in everything. What it tells us, got your money keep flirting. Baby, really just keep on working, baby girl. I'm hurting. Got your money just keep on working. But your eyes keep looking and lurking. I got all the time in the world.
Giovanni bisa striker ya. Ya ganti aja. Masih baru.
Welcome one and all, we have perfect blue skies and quite a contest ahead of us. This really is a feel-good football match. I'm Pt.3 and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Well, I can tell you, I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
And the mood is boisterous. Can he finish? And that is wildly off target.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
Just eases him off the ball. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
Oh,
It's out for a goal kick. Oh, he's done very well to take that back. He's a sharp little ball here. Oh, that's fabulous.
tinggal satu doang tadi.
Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne. He's just one of the best strikers of the ball you'll ever see, and that applies just as much to his passing game as it does to his shooting prowess. He generally likes to keep things simple, taking as few touches as possible, but making every one of them count. I've got a feeling he's going to be a real handful for the opposition here.
Yes, getting the best out of him will count for so much. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Elmas. So it is still 0-0. And here's Højlund. Højlund. Tries to pass it through. And this is Lukaku. Trying to get out of a very sticky situation. There's a searching pass. Di Lorenzo. Anguissa. And it's Oliveira. Here's David Neres. Now, can they get him away? Højlund looking to receive it in space. Brilliantly cut out. Kranovita. And it's made its way to him. De Bruyne. And it's Di Lorenzo. He has a look up. Oh, that's a fine challenge. Referee has just said play on. Anguissa. Good running, strong and purposeful. And here's Højlund. And it's Anguissa. Anguissa. This looks promising. And this is Lukaku.
Cowok.
Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. It's a pretty loose pass. Now he's running away. And the shot! Oh, split-second reaction.
Højlund is offering a wry smile there. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Can he finish? It's off target and by quite a way. Looking to play him in.
Mana nih?
Anguissa. Nice bit of trickery. De Bruyne. He's in a great position here. Now it's Lukaku. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And here's Lukaku. Elmas. Fatih Karagümrük do have a chance to counter here. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. The midway point of the game.
Well, it was great to see them try to turn their possession and chances into a goal. They definitely wanted one before the break, and okay, while it didn't happen, things could start changing if they can continue in the same manner.
So it's simmered along nicely for 45 minutes, but still no goals. It is 0-0 at half-time.
Everyone, please welcome our players.
And here is the first touch of the second half.
Napoli clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say,
De Bruyne! Oh, that was no routine save.
De Bruyne really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
It's their second corner of the game. Shot, surely! Now that is commitment to the cause. Corner number 3 coming up. That's gone all the way through to the keeper. And now they can spring out of defence.
Ya, si ini namanya.
Elmas. De Bruyne. There he goes, motoring forward. Now he's off and running. David Neres. Oh, that's delightful. A header! No mistake. How they've waited. Now they have it. He watched it all the way, and the finish was unearned.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that
After
one.
55 minutes is
Fatih Karagümrük have taken the lead.
Well, talk about the perfect start to the second.
Takes a shot! And it's in! They're
Langsung
level in a trice!
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
the goal scorer.
Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Lukaku.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Well, the manager might be thinking of shuffling his pack here.
Well, you would hope for some movement off the bench, Peter, knowing you get an extra sub in extra time.
De Bruyne currently being consciously targeted.
Well, he's the quarterback equivalent, so I'm not surprised that he's being closed down first.
And that's a simple one for the keeper. Passing is crisp and sharp.
Aduh, kebaca.
Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Turns back here, probably the best option. David Neres, well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Good defending there, they've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. Distributed tidily. He has found the way through. It's loose now and they want to get it back.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Buongiorno, and it's on Gisa. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. It's a really well-measured ball. Tries a shot! Oh no, that could be a costly miss.
Oh, look, there's the urgency they need, and it nearly brought them a goal.
Number 80, coming on the field, number 21,
Oliveira.
number 37, substitution in progress.
On Gisa. For De Bruyne. Politano. And on Gisa. Ranavita. This is a promising build-up. De Bruyne. And it's Lukaku. Spinazzola. Still anyone's game this. One moment can decide it.
It's a very open game and an exciting watch. There are no signs of nerves or caginess from either team. This pitch is go-for-it territory right now. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure. Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Big chance! Oh, he's done it! A game of margins! A game of thrills! This might just do it! And that really is so impressive.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive, the finish exquisite.
Number 19.
Well, they've done the hard part, now to survive the last few minutes.
Well, what an end to the game, Peter. But now comes the overwhelming question.
Shapes the suits!
Nambah
And
lagi.
a neat finish! And there's the goal they've been looking for. Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get pressed from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
So is that the decisive goal? Not much in the way of time remaining. Chance! And he's managed to get rid. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And we're done. They are pumped. Boy, they're pumped. A tough win earned through the power of will. And this place is bouncing. Lukaku taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. Well, from behind, Jim, that is some win, isn't it?
This has been a very composed response when trailing. There was no sense of anxiety, just a belief to stick to the game plan and stick together. And it's been a very impressive...
Remember how you looked when we met. You still have this effect. Oh, so incredible. Didn't know what to say, 'cause the hours fell away. Oh, love is unmissable, missable.
Ini lebih satu menit.
So hello and welcome to what has turned out to be a truly gorgeous afternoon. The sun beaming down on the stands and broad beaming smiles all around us. The mood has soared, and so indeed has the expectation of both teams. I'm Pt.3 and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have David Neres! It's run loose, who's going to get there? And again! That is decidedly lacking.
Well, at least he was in the right position and he reacted quickly enough. The manager will like that.
Tufan.
Nyaru ini tuh.
Di Lorenzo did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. McTominay. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? And once more, he proves rigid and robust. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
Hey.
Oh, that's fabulous. It's been a pretty high-octane start, at least from one side's perspective.
I know it's still early, but they're showing the better signs. No caution from them.
De Bruyne. Wakame. Onuachu. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Buongiorno gets across to intercept that. And here's Højlund. And he stands tall, impenetrable. What a save from Onana! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Out of play for a throw. No goals as yet. And it's McTominay. Now, can they get him away? There's the shot! Cleared away.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Di Lorenzo. And it's De Bruyne. McTominay really struggling to influence the game.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Di Lorenzo.
Saya di mana tuh?
De Bruyne. McTominay. And Ongisa wriggles his way through. He's having a hit! That had everyone off their seats.
Oh, he just got it ever so slightly wrong, Peter. There wasn't much in that at all.
Getting on for a third of the way through the game. Looking to play him in. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. And the finish! And he's done it! As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
And the first thing he's going to do here, Peter, is thank his teammate for the pass. It put it on a plate for him.
After 32 minutes is number
So we have the first goal.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Aduh.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested.
Harus ke ini, guys.
And here's De Bruyne. And he welcomed real chance! And he's quick to get rid. Plays it across. Some really good... Great chance! He's keen, determined to have his say.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count. Napoli truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
And it's De Bruyne. That has been slung wide. Ongisa. Now who's going to be first to this? Short changes him with that pass. Wakame. And it's Savage. Tufan. In the end, they found themselves penned in, nowhere to go. And he has shown him a yellow card.
He just can't argue with that. He could have been booked for an earlier incident too.
Politano. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Cleared without hesitation. Now he's off and running. Ramani. And the whistle goes for half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. Back on the way then.
Napoli can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Wakame looking understandably energised after his goal. It's a pretty loose pass. David Neres. Nice bit of trickery. And it's De Bruyne. Tufan. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. And that's a simple one for the keeper. Anguissa is being harried and hassled.
Yeah, he's had so much room to operate in. He's been running the show, but maybe the curtain's about to come down on him.
Pressing high and with purpose. Still chasing the game, trailing by one. Højlund charging forward, the ball at his feet. Now, can he find a finish?
Napoli really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
They're coming again and again.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
No, that's too long. Looking for options for movement. Højlund. Shot could be on. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. Højlund tries a shot! And he should have made them pay.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender. Stay onside.
Number 10.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Two fresh faces, and both in the front line.
Yeah, and it looks like quite a shake-up to the front line. Interesting, we'll see how it develops.
Tufan. Anguissa gets over and intercepts. Buongiorno. Your impression so far, Jim?
Napoli are very much in the game and matching the opposition for chances.
Now McTominay. Wakame. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it.
Substitution on the field. Number 11. Tufan. Coming on the field is number 5.
Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Engages, and he'll try from distance! Denied by an instinctive save.
Yukoslu really must be thinking what he has to do to score there. Trabzonspor clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
Number 9. Coming on to replace him is number 14.
Anguissa. De Bruyne. And it's De Bruyne. He's beaten the last man. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. That's an untidy challenge. Free kick given. And that's going to be a booking.
Bintaan katanya kesusahan begini cuy. Asu.
Pinches it off him. Hoyland. Oh, this looks sharp. Time is running out here.
Well, whatever it is, Peter, it needs to be drastic and quick.
Oh, shooting chance! And that would have been game, set and match.
And that reaction says it all. They had a real chance to tighten the screw there, and it's been blown.
Ada yang kosong sih.
Foot in. McTominay.
Napoli really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
Anguissa.
There will be
It's
3 minutes
Spinazzola.
at a time.
Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes. McTominay. He's had it taken off him. Chance here to counter. And he plays one through. Steaming on goalwards. They knocked and knocked, but there is time for no more. So in the end, one goal did it. An exciting encounter where both sides produced a genuine...
Tanya dulu cuy.
So hello and welcome one and all from what I can only describe as footballing utopia. The weather is perfect, the fans are in great voice, and the players are all set to get started.
Weh,
I'm Pt.3. And a chance! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
bisa langsung gitu.
What a chance. He probably had more time than he realised.
De Bruyne tries to play it through. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Now he's off and running. And here's Politano.
Politano really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Anjing.
Can he get it through? Can he finish? They score! Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
Iya.
Kayserispor breakthrough nice and early, just as they wanted it. Nunga. Kayserispor are looking to break at pace. Buongiorno. Now Gilmore. Lobotka. Politano. And it's Lobotka. Now De Bruyne.
De Bruyne really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled. Napoli really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Lobotka. Lobotka gets on his bike and on the move. And De Bruyne! Oh, it's hit the post!
Nggak dapet kemudian.
Lobotka. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Looking for the De Bruyne!
Politano kok nggak dulu?
And now they can clear their lines.
Iya sih.
It's a throw-in. Buongiorno. Oliveira. And it's De Bruyne. And here's Højlund. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Oliveira calmly anticipates. And it's Lobotka. Lobotka. Chance for a shot! Gilmore. Gilmore. Chance! That's another chance! Volleyed effort.
Yeah, quick thinking and the right choice for me, but that was difficult to get right.
Oh kaget ini. Lihat aja ya.
Great defending, strong and determined. It's a pretty loose pass. That's destined for the flank. Di Lorenzo ventures forward. And De Bruyne!
Itu dia.
And he hits the net. They have come roaring back.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
After 36 minutes.
And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
We're looking at a different game now.
Both teams having to rewrite their plans and start from scratch here. Plenty of food for thought for both managers.
Turns back here, probably the best option. This is a promising build-up. Oh no, no circumventing this opponent. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. De Bruyne cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly.
Has ended up in no man's land. He's found a way through.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Spread out to the left. And it's Haidara. Space for him to turn and look. And that brings the first half to a close. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Napoli will be pretty happy with the way they've performed so far. They remained calm after going behind, and they were able to raise the intensity, get their equaliser. So this isn't bad at all.
Well, it's been intriguing stuff so far, and it's 1-1 at the break. Both teams hoping for a pick-me-up in the second half. So straight into the second half.
Napoli have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. Okay, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break.
Ini mata gue lagi main nih. Ini mata gue lagi
Quick
main.
look, thought about cutting inside.
Main mulu main dia.
Good, super running, sharp
di jalan
movement.
ini,
Came
Mak.
up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
Jadi bilangin Mae.
The most accurate pass. He came in hard, very hard. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. De Bruyne. And reclaimed it in a trice. Di Lorenzo. Great vision. It's a promising position. Showing good feet. De Bruyne being given no time to dwell on the ball here.
Well, this defence now knows that they have to reduce his movement because they've allowed him to run free.
Well, the manager might be thinking of shuffling his pack here.
Well, the manager must be thinking to himself whether he's got a game changer on that bench and he needs to act.
Oh, the ball's run loose here. Shifted it to the flank. Hops for safety. Bingo. Bingo, who does have an assist to his name. Oliveira makes the interception. And he was quick to react.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
No way through. And here's De Bruyne.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Now, can they get him away? Bingo has got himself a free kick. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
Substitution on the field. Number 98. Number 7. Number 75. Coming on the field. Number 18. Number 19. Number 23.
So time for change. And this one has been on the cards for a little while. Buongiorno can get it clear. Driving forward.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
He is through here. Neres, and the shot! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. That's going to go a long way.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
He's having a hit! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Oh, good steal. He just read it. He's shooting! And no, he couldn't find the finish.
That could yet prove very pivotal. Chances like that just can't be wasted.
Angisa getting this one clear. And now a sudden chance to counter. Dursun. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Well, a goal either way at this stage would qualify as a steal.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Gilmore. Angisa. Good, purposeful. Oh, he's having a go! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
And Gisa actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Substitution in progress.
This is a Hollywood or bus corner. The final whistle is up next.
They've played it short. He's had a shot! Now, who's going to be first to this?
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. He's going for goal! And a terrific save from the keeper.
McTominay really must be thinking what he has to do to score there. Well, in my opinion, set pieces are 50-50 moments, and this is a rather big one, and it all depends on the service.
Oh, he's been caught napping!
There will be
And
3
he's
minutes
heaved it
added
away.
time.
Fourth official showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time. Dursun. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. 90 minutes done then, but that is not the end of it. So, that was the second half.
Well, we can only hope we get an extra time contest of similar ambition, provided fatigue doesn't begin to play a part.
Number 10. Manetti.
No winner after 90 minutes, another 30 minutes, hopefully to make a difference. Well, we are already up and running again. McTominay. McTominay running with the ball. Sinjan! Soho, nicely aimed pass. Well, that pass isn't the best. McTominay. And Angisa. Hoyland. And he's being shifted off it. Dursun. Plays it through. And he welcomes it in. Tries to get it clear. Somewhat off target. Now try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. Now that looks a decent ball. Neres. Haidara. De Bruyne looking understandably energised after his goal. Knocks it into space. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Looking to play him in. Dursun. Oh, strongly challenged there. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave. And it is half-time in extra
I'm
time.
afraid to tell you that we're expecting
Those
traffic to be
15
heavy
minutes
after the
have
final
flown
minute.
by.
Substitution
Limbs
on
now
the
and
field.
heads indeed at the
Number
point of
22.
exhaustion.
Coming
How
on to
will
replace
this
him
end?
is number 42.
And the action has already restarted. This has been enthralling. So what do the last 15 minutes have left? Well, that has not gone well. Dursun looking for options for movement. He saw the... Oh, he's got that all wrong, and it's a penalty. And that really is the last thing they wanted to do. And he is going into that little black book. Jim, I suppose that was the only possible outcome in the circumstances.
Well, Peter, I don't think he even had to...
That's a tidy finish. A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
That's a good penalty. Made the keeper commit early and set himself up for quite a comfortable finish.
Spor leading now.
Yeah, being awarded the penalty is one thing now, but finding the net under so much pressure at this stage of affairs is another. So a big well done from me, certainly, for him keeping a cool head.
Højlund. And it's De Bruyne. Well, this could be it. Past something close to a minor miracle.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Peter. Never say never, though.
He's shifting through the gears here.
Spor really wanted that 2-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
There is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Dursun might just make this. Strong challenge. That could leave a mark. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly.
There will be 1 minute at a
Not
time.
too much more here than seeing out time, and time is very nearly seen out. That is good strength. And we're done. Well, that turned out to be quite a game. Both sides committed, determined, driven. Whilst you might argue to the contrary, perhaps. Welcome one and all. We have perfect blue skies and quite a contest ahead of us. This really is a feel-good football match. This is Pt.3, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Hi, Peter. Always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. We're up and running then. It does seem to be a 4-3-3, Jim.
Yes, and the importance of this formation is not to allow the midfield three and the attacking three to become too detached from one another. If that happens, then pressure can quickly be applied via the counter-attack, and you can be exposed defensively. So compactness can't be compromised, and you need talkers in this team. You need leaders and people that are...
McTominay! That was Superb goalkeeping.
McTominay actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Menyambangi! Corner number 2 then. Tries to get it clear. Oh,
Yeah.
hang on. He's delivered it! And there is your opener.
Glundel ke belajar.
After 13 minutes is
Kayak
number 19, Hoyland.
benar rumah.
It is a super start. So far, so very good. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be.
Look, the only way of becoming more aware, Peter, is by lifting your head and realising who's where around you.
Hey,
Played out towards the right wing. Drill and the shot! Oh, he has stuck it into his own net!
nak rebut loh.
I've been there myself, and that's the last thing he wanted to happen. I really sympathise.
Bieli benefiting from an own goal. Not that you'll hear them complaining. Played out wide.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Bongiorno gets it away. Lobotka. Now it's Politano. That's beautifully weighted. Oh, he's won the finish! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, nice touch. And it's on Gisa. Just about midway through the first half, and it has been an engaging watch. Well, that pass isn't the best. Strong running down that left flank. Space for him to turn and look. Di Lorenzo. Lobotka. 30 minutes gone. Now it's Hoyland. Hoyland unable to make it happen for all his good intentions.
Blunder lagi dia.
It's a throw-in.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Nice physical challenge. He's a sharp little ball here. Oh, he's onto this. He's picked his way through. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Is there any support? He might not need it.
Seri lah.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Foot in. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Just 5 minutes left until the break. It's run loose here. Hoyland. Oh, that's neat. Lobotka.
Weh,
Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. So the last big chance perhaps before half-time.
apa dia benda?
I think there's actually a quiet confidence in pulling this off.
And he's going direct. It's a loose ball.
Mantap banget itu. Masuk.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Into stoppage time, very little left on it. Now it's Hoyland. And here's Politano.
Nyangkut cuy. Hai.
And the whistle goes for half-time. So it's all square. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So all square at half-time, each side matching the other blow for blow at the break.
Everyone, please welcome our players.
There's the whistle then to start the second half. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's McTominay. And the shot! And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. Showing good feet. He's found the way through. And that is out and behind. It's a good block. Corner number 3 coming up. Takes a shot! Well taken goal. Into the lead once more. That's wonderfully done. Crisp hit, true finish.
Well, the ball was there to be hit, Peter, but wow, even so, that's never easy. Everything has to be perfect for that to come off.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop? He's having a shot!
Yeah.
Oh, good finish. And there's the goal they've been looking for. It was casual, it was careless, and it has proven costly.
Yeah, they've only got themselves to blame. Mistakes in those areas are very punishable.
Number 19.
So the lead now is 2.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
Nicely weighted ball. Now it's Hoyland. And he was quick to react. And he's managed to get rid.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
Anguissa. Lobotka does well to get it back. And that's a dangerous ball. They've got to be quick to recover this. And that'll be a goal kick. Good looking ball. It's a pretty loose pass. Oh no, what has happened? And the shot! And that is doing no harm at all.
Substitution on the field. Number 10. Number 70. Coming on the field. Number 7. Number 99.
So time for change. And this one has been on the cards for a little while. Threads one in. Lobotka wants to run onto this. And that's too far for anyone. Now that looks a decent ball. Di Lorenzo.
Aduh, sorry gue panik.
Aimed beyond the defence. Lobotka. And that's been intercepted. No, that's been intercepted. Hoyland. Needing to deal with defending that's more up close and personal.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Substitution
So a bit of
on
a
the
revolving
field.
door here.
Number
Lots and lots of
88.
changes.
Coming on the field is number 13. Substitution.
McTominay looking for the run. Where it came from. There's the shot! Yes!
Langsung masukin tuh si Alisson.
And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get pressed from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
So now the difference is 3. Lobotka,
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
That has been slung wide. So we have further activity on the bench here.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
The most accurate pass. Great chance! And he's there to belt it away. Tries to pass it through. Elmas. Now it's McTominay.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
And it's McTominay. Elmas. Onyekuru. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. And no, that was never going to make it.
There will be 5
That is
minutes
not the
added
best
time.
ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Now it's Elmas. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. And he is going into that little black book.
Well, sometimes a loose foul can trigger a completely different spell of play, and it makes even less sense.
Can he get on the end of this? Oh, that's clever. Not a hint of offside here. Can he finish? And it's in! This day becomes absolutely perfect. Utterly ideal. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive, the finish exquisite.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well,
and that is it. The referee has seen enough. Well, that was a tale of two very different teams. One driven, ruthless, prolific. The other quite the opposite in all of those areas. The result, a very accurate reflection of what we saw.
Karena
Hoyland, hat-trick scorer, massive game from him today. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Well, the look on the manager's face says it all. He knows he set his attack up perfectly, and the players carried out his instructions to the letter, it would seem. Everything working very nicely.
skin. Jadi ini ya. Aja ini mah oke kok. Kenapa sih itu? Kiper lapis 3 promo doang isinya.
Welcome one and all. We have perfect blue skies and quite a contest ahead of us. This really is a feel-good football match. This is Pt.3, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So things are underway. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
There's been a lot of people raving about Billy Gilmour, and it's not hard to see why. Praised for his ball skills, which some said were world-class when he was at an extremely young age. And a lot of play tends to go through him, whether he delivers incisive passing or whether he's actually just dribbling with the ball up the pitch, you know. And I was particularly impressed when he took England on in the summer of 2021. This guy looks like a fantastic emerging talent.
Well, he would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. Gilmour deals with that comfortably. And it's Lobotka. McTominay! Denied by an instinctive save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And we have our very first corner. And now they can clear their lines. He's having a shot! He's scored! Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
The keeper might have been a little unsighted. He seemed awfully late in reacting to that.
After 15 minutes is number 6.
An early launch, just as they wanted, just as they hoped it. Could go all the way here, showing good feet. That's a delicate pass. And a chance! Oh, it's come off the upright. And he's only too happy to take that back. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Pt.3 have quite a reputation for being combative, confrontational, just in your face, Jim.
It's well rehearsed, Peter. It's testament to their...
Big chance! Oh, that wasn't far away.
Nothing wrong with the idea. Inches away.
Nicely weighted ball. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. No way through. Distributed tidily. That's where it came from. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Matsoki. Quick look, then plays it in. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Gilmore wins the duel this time. He is just shapes to shoot! Nicely shaped ball. And he's cut it out. Gilmore. Lobotka.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
And it's McTominay. Tries one from range. Juan promptly onto that, and that is that. Lobotka. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. He's on it, can he get away? Gets himself into trouble and he's lost it. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Shot a goal! That's going to go a long way. In towards the back stick.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And the referee has blown for half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
I thought that was a decent 45 minutes of football. Plenty of signs that both managers can take a lot of encouragement from. I would say the mood is neither overly negative nor positive. You still have to approach this like it's 0-0.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, my advice would be to keep at it. If you're doing well, keep it going.
A heavy challenge. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
I just think, though, that was selfish and a little uncalled for him. He must have been aware that he had options to his left.
Now, and the shot! Oh, he hit that sweetly.
Well, that would have asked some awkward questions of the keeper had it stayed on target.
Oh, some tackle that.
Sao?
Still just a single goal between the sides. Looking for options for movement. Lobotka being watched hawkishly here.
Yeah, he's had so much room to operate in. He's been running the show, but maybe the curtain's about to come down on him.
Lobotka.
Ya.
Nicely intercepted.
Lari si Tommy ni.
It's a lovely, neat pass. Your impression so far, Jim?
There's a lot of football still to be played, Peter, so ideally they need to maintain an attacking endeavour.
Lukaku is firing after that one. It's a promising position. Caught offside that time.
Set. Tipis. Gara-gara Spinazzola.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. And that has put paid to that. Matsoki. Over to the right flank. Aimed beyond the defence. There's a no-nonsense tackle.
Gustepe really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
McTominay, lovely bit of skill. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Challenge just a bit on the firm side. He's been bundled over. That is a foul.
Dengerin tuh.
Substitution on the field. Number 39, number 2, number 10. Coming on the field, number 19, number 77, number 32.
Satu kasum doang.
So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour.
And he's going direct. And he cuts out the supply.
Gustepe really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Oh, there's a shot! Oh, that's a vigorous challenge. And it's Spinazzola. Now it's McTominay. Zambo Anguissa. Great chance! And there's a goal! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
And Gissa.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
I think the manager's claiming him.
Chance, surely! And that's a real chance missed.
That's more like it. They have to force the issue, and that's the way to do it.
Now it's Anguissa. Leading by 2 and the finishing line in sight. Look, can he finish? Whistle's gone and the referee has given a penalty. And that really is the last thing they wanted to do.
Yo, lapis 3, lapis 3, lapis 3, lapis 3, lapis 3, lapis 3.
And that's one back. Not much more than a formality.
Well, he dipped into a world of focus then and dismissed any distraction.
Pt.3 give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, the mindset has changed. Now they need to find all the courage they can get.
Now it's McTominay. Tries a shot!
Napoli can really think about the precious seconds that took off the
Added
clock.
minute has been
No need
indicated.
to overly commit now.
That has not gone well. No luck with that dink over the top. And time is up. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football. A real ride that had all of us glued to our seats from the very beginning. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Napoli?
Picture this, I'm posted, minding my business. Wanna play cool, so I did resist for a little bit, but the whole playlist was lit that I implement.